A new house, one of the biggest investments of your life. Either you buy one or build it. The first option is the easiest. You can buy a new house without doing any homework. Choosing this shortcut, you may regret that soon after. These metrics show how price affects quality. You can build one house for 160,000 euros and you can build this same looking house at a higher price. Price can be reduced by using less materials and work time. Also by using cheaper materials and workers. Doing that, we are sacrificing the construction quality. You, as a buyer, are interested in this quality and this price. The house sellers can't build cheaper than that, since these houses gonna have big problems before they find a buyer. So, supply is somewhere here. If you are looking for better quality, you need to build it. As you see from this graph, increasing quality from here is very pricey. So this area is reasonable. Building a house takes a lot of your time, even if you hire a company who does all the work. After finding a place for your future home, you need a project. Builders can find all the information from the project, so you need to do some research and decide what materials and which room plan suits you better. Drawing a perfect home takes many months. In theory, you can write the project by yourself, but most likely you need that guy who does all the paperwork. This guy is called something like spatial planner, but let's name that guy just Vova. So Vova has spent many years in the college and he can calculate you the minimum amount of materials and work time needed for a house lifespan. Usually about 40 years. This is called optimization. Vovas live in a perfect world and they don't calculate human factor in. Now builders who are actually building you a house are always in a hurry. In a rush, mistakes are easy to come. Also, they are building a house for a stranger, so they don't care about work quality. Quality and time are inversely proportional. Vovas are humans and they make mistakes too. For example, this house is built according to the project. Expensive project from a well-known agency. Here is a wall block producer's recommendation. As you see, Vova made his mega optimization calculations and found out that these blocks are money waste. You need to control everyone who is involved in taking your money. Trust but control. You are the best supervisor. The more similar videos you watch, the better quality control you have. So, when you start to work with Vova, then let him know that you are targeting quality, not price. Since nowadays, buyers ready to pay for quality are really rare. But if you have decided to buy a ready house, then be careful, because some businessmen are targeting big profit margin. So they try to sell this quality at that price. They save big money on the constructive parts, which you as a buyer don't see. You can read about that in a house project, so always read a house project before buying a new home. Foundation, the most hidden house part, the perfect source to save some money. Foundations similar to that are the cheapest and they have many problems, while this kind of foundations are long lasting and the houses built on them last more than 50 years. Walls. Wood carcass walls are the cheapest and the most troublesome. The problem is that you don't know how workers have mounted insulation between the process. In some cases, the density of insulation is wrong and they settle over time, leaving an empty space up, which is a cold spot. Insulation is covered with special material to protect it from the wind. If the wind gets through that, the wall is cold. It needs careful installation and the cheapest materials gonna have hermetic issues after some years. It is a good idea to check walls with the thermocamera. Insulation. The good thickness of insulation in Estonia is 20 to 30 centimeters on the floor, 15 to 20 centimeters on the walls, and 40 to 60 centimeters on the roof. Anything less means significant increase in house heating energy during the winter. If the wall and roof insulation are easier to measure, then it is very hard to measure under the floor. So some brave businessmen can put their less insulation than written in the project. There are different quality sheets on the market, but more important are the trusses. When you order them, you need to say how many kilograms per square meter they need to hold. The lower number, the less materials is used. So maybe after 10 years, the solar panels are a very good investment, but you can't place extra weight on the roof since trusses are too weak. So read that information from the project and take your time to examine as many things as you can. And remember, a man can build a house, but a woman is building a home. At home, you are growing your best investment in life, kids. You don't want to surround them with negative emotions and problems caused by bad quality. You can involve your children in building the house. Just take one day off and do some dirty work with your family to create some emotional connection between kids and the house. One day you are an old fart and your Apple, Google and Tesla stocks won't visit you, make you a cup of tea and pancakes, show you your grandkids and remind you of the good times you have spent with them. So think, maybe spending some extra money on a house is actually the best investment in your happiness.